Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Kevin T. Robertson, CEO of SpeakerFocus.com. Welcome to the Monday Q&A session on the SpeakerFocus.com platform, where we tackle the tough questions to grow your speaker business. We directly address any and everything pertaining to growing your speaker brand. We are here with the entire team from SpeakerFocus.com. We are taking things to a whole nother level. As we are waiting for the room to fill up, I have a simple point I want to make with you while the room is filling up, and it's a movie that I recently saw again. I've probably seen the movie, any top sales movies. I've seen them all, from Wall Street to The Wolf of Wall Street, all the way down to Glenn Ross. The movie wasn't real big at the box office, but man, was it a really, really good movie. Alec Baldwin had a really great scene in there. In the sales meeting, he talked about ABC, always be closing, always be closing, always be closing. That means every single thing you're doing to grow your speaker brand, you should be thinking about the end result, which is closing. Now, you cannot do that unless you have the proper sales tools together, unless you have the proper messaging, unless you actually know how to walk somebody through a sales cycle, and management of that sales cycle from contact to close is what we focus on heavily in module number 5 when building your outreach and your speaker growth engine. And also too, is we're teaching you how to connect your brand with meeting planners who have a budget. Then there was another line in there, besides ABC, always be closing, it was AIDA. If you looked at the movie as much as I have, you're going to remember these little snapshots, because anytime they're doing research to put a movie together, even though it's loosely based on the truth, even a docuseries or a documentary is really not all the way facts. They have to sensationalize it for it to be entertaining. But in the case of sales movies, look at the backdrop of what they're doing. And these guys have hard evidence and facts. They may bring on a sales consultant who understands how to walk you through a sales cycle from contact to close. So there was another acronym besides ABC, always be closing, period. I'm in close mode all the time. I have prospects on my calendar for follow-up calls, and a large percentage of them we close. Now, you should be thinking about the same exact thing. I don't care if it's closing someone for a consulting deal, booking a speaking engagement, that's closing. And also the things you're doing for your coaching program, that's closing. And you got to be a good closer if you want to earn revenue. Now, the other one was AIDA. AIDA, attention. Do I have your attention? I is for interest. Are you interested in what it is that I have to offer? So you have to make your story and your messaging very compelling. First, you got to get their attention. How do you do that? To get them on a strategy call. We've been telling you this for years. You have to understand how to write great copy, because you will not be able to get their attention. Interest. Do you have their interest? How are you going to hold their interest? AIDA. D is for decision. Can you get them to make a decision? And have you offered them enough value to get them to make a decision to feel comfortable moving forward? AIDA. And then, are they willing to take action after they make that decision? Do you have their attention? Are they interested in what you have to offer? Are they ready to make a decision? And are they ready to take action upon the value that you've shown them? Harvey, I see your hand up. Everybody knows what the drill is on this platform. If you have a question, by all means, raise your hand. Jonathan King, I believe you sent me a message and said you had to get off in another 20 minutes. So let me address Harvey's question, and then I'll be right with you. Harvey, how are you this evening, boss? Harvey, can you hear me? Harvey, I just asked you to unmute. Can you hear me? Harvey, are you still there? Okay, Harvey, I'm not muted on my side. I'm not sure if you walked away from your computer, but at any rate, when you're ready to come back, we can just address your question. Jonathan, did you want to step in and ask your question now, since I know that you left me a message that said that you had to get off to do something else? Harvey, whenever you come back, please send me a chat or something, or unless you're having audio issues, perhaps maybe you can log out and log right back in. That may fix it. Jonathan King, are you there?
Yes, sir. How you doing, KTR, man? You're looking sharp, bro. That's a killer background, man.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. $10 from Amazon.
Oh, man. I was thinking you were in a club, bro.
$10 from Amazon.
Party, man.
Nah, listen, bro. I'm trying to let everybody know I don't mind sharing. You know, I don't really like the virtual backgrounds because it makes you, it doesn't give you a real concrete outline, and it makes you kind of go in and out, and it looks real cheesy and it looks unprofessional. I do a lot of Zoom sessions with people, and they have these virtual backdrops, and you know, it just fades out. I like the hard backdrop. You know, they're real easy. I'm always doing photo shoots and producing content, and you want to try different looks, man, besides a black and white, but I appreciate it. But I don't mind sharing the secret with you where I got it. Get order from Amazon for $10, man. It's made out of vinyl. It's a real thin vinyl. You put the right kind of lighting on it, and it looks like you're in the club. But go ahead, JK, what's your question?
Okay, I got two questions real quick. Okay, yes, so sir. I had a great meeting today with one of the colleges.
Yes.
And what I'm looking at right now is the brother, he's over DEI. It's a big district, like 30,000 people. And he's saying that he wants to set up some kind of DEI academy. And so I told him that I have a thing, it's called Implicit Behavioral Assessment. And I've been trained for that.
Okay.
And I said to him, man, this would be great for this academy you have with people, because what it does, it describes where they are on the DEI spectrum.
Okay.
Right? In 5 different areas. He got excited. So this thing costs money now. This thing, each one is like $100.
Okay.
And so I said, okay, bro, I'll let you try it out. If you like it, then we can start talking about how you can use it with your team of people.
Okay.
So he likes this idea, and I'm pretty sure I just sent him an email and said, here's what we do. Or do you want to take it? So I'm going to try to convince the company to let him take it free. I'll sit down with him and then go through, you know, his results, and then we'll take it from there. So my question to you is, when do we start talking about price, KTR? Okay, he takes it, I go through it with him, and then we start talking about a timeline, because each one of these things takes about 2 hours. And that, for them to take it, then you have to kind of go through it and describe, okay, where they are on the spectrum, and then how they can become more inclusive. So I don't want to jump the gun and start talking about price, but I'm just wondering, like, after he takes it and he says, hey, yay, this is good, I want to do this with my team, you know, I'm wondering when I should start talking about price, because then I have to start talking about how much I'm going to charge you to be your consultant for this. And each of those things is $100.
Each one of what is $100?
The assessments.
Each assessment.
Yeah. The assessment too.
Okay, so, okay, before we get to the pricing, remember, always be closing. Always be closing. AIDA. You have his attention. Now you got to hold his interest.
Right.
Before you can get him to make a decision and take action, you got his attention through the email. Now you got to hold his interest. Holding his interest is building a relationship with him. Right. Okay, so remember, let's start out with, let's back up a little bit, Jonathan, because you've sent multiple emails. You got a lot of irons in the fire, working the college and university market out there in Southern California. Right. And is this one of the leads that you've been basically working for the last 3?
No, this is brand new.
It's brand new. Okay, brand new. Right. Okay, it sounds similar, but it's brand new. Okay, now, so he sent you a favorable email and said he was interested in the idea of moving forward with you to do these assessments. Is that correct?
No, I sent him a thing and said, I want to work with you to achieve your DEI goals.
Let's be specific. When you say a thing, an email,
it was an email.
Okay.
So that was 2 weeks ago. So we set it up for today. And then my goal today, KTR, was just to sit back and listen to what his needs were.
Okay.
right? So when he was talking about his needs, he was saying, I really want some kind of instrument that I can use to determine where people are on the DEI spectrum. I said, I have that.
Okay.
And he said, great, I want to try it out. I want to do the assessment. And so the idea now is, if he likes the assessment or this instrument, we would do it for his school, his college.
Okay.
So this won't be like any workshops or anything like that. This would just be buying the instruments for his team, for them to take it, for me to consult with them, and then analyze what the results are. And then from there, we can talk about doing bigger and greater things.
Okay. I like the fact that you at least got your foot in the door. It's always, as a speaker, remember what you're doing as a speaker, coach, or consultant. What you're doing is, these are simply called modes of delivery. You are delivering this first stage. If it's not a workshop or seminar, what would you call it? What kind of facilitation would this be labeled under?
This would be
Consulting?
just an consulting assessment thing.
Okay, so you're doing a consulting assessment.
Right.
All right, that can definitely lead into executive coaching workshop. You can also put together a half day or full day program for the college staff if you want.
Right.
And which is really good. I've done that a lot. You know, they utilize you for a keynote speaker for orientation, and all of a sudden somebody from the science department pulls you in and like, yo, you know, we need some staff training about communication, and then it turns into something different. So yeah, I believe that what you should be doing is obviously building your relationship with them, but you need to move this thing forward. Remember, get to the yes or no as quickly as possible. So if you had a follow-up call with them today,
right,
and they said they're interested, now you got to frame out what it is that they want. So let me ask you a question. Did you walk them through getting to the desired outcome that they want? Like, if you ask them, hey, I want to build a bridge from where you are right now versus where you want to go, you know, what does the relationship look like after you take the training? What kind of challenges are you faced with? You know, what motivated you to schedule the call with me? What's motivating you to do this type of assessment? Have you asked, what kind of questions have you asked them is my question to you.
I was more or less trying to find out, like, what do you need right now? I said, this is a big elephant, this whole thing, you're a big district, many colleges, what's pressing right now? And his thing was, what's pressing right now is, I'm just developing this new DEI, they call it a fellow program. They've selected like 20 people, I guess, across all the districts that are going to be in this thing, the first kind of like cohort. And so I said, that'd be a great way to figure out where they are on the DEI spectrum. Because you know, you can't tell them, you're not going to tell them that they're racist or they need this, need that. I said, it's great to have an outsider come with a tool which is neutral. They take it, and then we can sit down with them and tell them what they need to do to become more inclusive. He said, that's a great idea. I said, are you willing to take it? Would you want it? He said, yes. So I sent him an email a few minutes ago. As soon as he tells me he's ready to take it, I can have him take it this week or next week. And if he likes what he sees, then I can move forward. But I haven't talked about price yet.
Okay.
Each one of those things, they cost, okay?
Okay. Each one, you said each one costs $100.
Well, you know what? It's I think that's the corporate price. The actual price for like an academic institution is about $20. $20 a piece.
Okay. First of all, neither one of
my own pocket if I have to.
Okay. So let's talk about what you're going to charge to deliver this service. Remember, this is just one of the modes of your delivery.
Right.
Besides keynote speeches for an hour or any portion of an hour, educational keynotes for 2 hours, half-day programs 2 to 4 hours, full-day programs 4 to 8 hours, teleseminar, webinar, online, on-site strategic work session, focus group, executive coaching, on-site training. I mean, you can facilitate in so many ways to make money as a speaker. So it's good that you're opening up the door to start the process. So what is, by the way, Harvey, we were having an audio issue with you before. Can you please send me a message or something and let me know that you can hear now, or either log out and log back in, and I'll be more than happy to accommodate you after we finish up with Jonathan. So Jonathan, how are you going to charge for this particular service?
I'm gonna do it like a half day. It'll be a half day event. If I have like 20 people in the room, I would administer that particular thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably have to bring in another person because we have to break it down into groups. The thing about it,
okay,
these folks cannot take a full day. Most times it's like a half a day here, half a day there. I'm thinking that they're not executive leaders, they're probably directors and that kind of thing. We could take maybe like 3 to 4 hours to knock it out.
Why do you need another person?
Because you have to sit with them and tell them, you got to describe how they scored on this thing, on this assessment, and then talk about next steps.
Okay, let me ask you this. Have you ever done this type of work before?
Not formally, no. I've done it with the company that trained me how to do it. I've done it in that respect, but not formally, no.
Okay, so how are you going to charge?
For a professional normally that comes in, I'm thinking normally if you come in as a professional like that, you're charging about $3,000 to $4,000 for a half a day.
Okay, well, as long as you're not charging by the hour like a consultant, like $100 an hour or something like that, that's cool. Thousands of dollars is what it takes to acquire the services of a top-notch professional speaker, not hundreds of dollars, thousands.
Right.
You're getting paid for your subject matter expertise, your research knowledge, and everything else that goes with it. Your designing of the programs and the curriculum, and you do that at an expert level. Do not forget that. So this May, you opening up the door, start the conversation out. Listen, what I would do if I were you is I would ask some qualifying questions. I'm gonna go, excuse me, I'm gonna grab an email real quick. I'm gonna put it in the chat. You should be listening to Dan Locke is really great at giving away a lot of free information about sales, what you should be selling, what you should be saying, what you shouldn't be saying. So one of the first questions that Dan always teaches his students is, what motivated you to schedule the call? Because it gets right down to it.
Okay.
One of the qualifying questions that I have is a variation from Dan, but one of my questions is, listen, I want to build a bridge from where you are right now versus where you want to go. So what are you trying to get out this call? What does that look like? What is your desired outcome? And then I work backwards. I reverse engineer it. So they tell me, well, Kevin, the reason why I scheduled a call with you is, and then they tell me what they're struggling with. Another question is, what kind of thorns do you have on your side? What kind of challenges are you facing right now? What's the biggest adversities that you're facing in this space? What don't you understand? You got to ask them these kind of questions. Then you got to do some listening.
Okay.
And then remember, you should be listening 80 to 90% of the time. Once they tell you what's broke, boom, you slide your signature programs right in there and fix every single thing. Okay, now I heard you loud and clear. My signature programs or my assessment tools directly address what your challenges are. And then you don't try to overwhelm them with too much information on the call, but you want to let them know that you are a leading authority and you are very capable of being able to handle this. Then at the end of the call, based upon the discoveries in this call right here, do you feel strong enough about scheduling a follow-up call? And then when he says yes, boom, you move right into, hey, does the 18th work for you at 5 p.m. Pacific? Or does the 19th work for you at 3 p.m. Pacific?
Got it.
See, you want to be able to walk them through. Listen and ask qualifying questions first. You ask the right kind of qualifying questions, they're going to walk you, they're going to tell you exactly what the problem is. Instead of you just talking, telling them how great you are, it's about solving problems. It took me years to understand that in sales, but we always can get better. And this is about ramping it up, taking it to a whole nother level. Once you identify what the challenge is, All you got to do is usher in your product or your service and fix the problem. It's as easy as that. Remember, JK, show them the value and they'll show you the money. Okay. Now, what I want you to start doing is ramping up your outreach, because right now your process and you need to get more at bats, because you're going to start getting told yes a whole lot faster than what you're doing right now. I like the fact that you're in the game and you're learning, but you got to get more at bats. So when people ghost you and not give you a call back or take too long to make a decision, it doesn't matter. This is what we teach you in module 5, the speaker growth engine. You want to have your growth engine so strong that it is getting you leads every single day. See, what happens is new leads replace bad leads or old leads or people who are not ready to make a purchasing decision. That's why you have to keep getting new leads. Other than that, your business will languish. You got any other questions?
No, sir. That man's name you said again was John Locke?
Dan Locke.
Dan Locke. Okay.
D-A-N-L-O-K. D-A-N-L-O-K. 5 qualifying questions. You can search it and pull up the video on YouTube. Dan Locke. He is a high ticket closer. He's amazing with the type of language. And see that's one of the mentors and somebody that I follow that has been doing this on the internet a whole lot longer than I have. And we all have to learn from somebody, you know. So everybody has a different way in which they position their offering. But believe me, the ones who are running multi-million-dollar sales funnels, they can tell you what to do, just like I just walked you through it. You got to ask some qualifying questions. You have to listen, walk them through a needs assessment, and then usher in all of your offerings, your speaking services, all of your offerings, your professional deliverables. Boom. Once they solve the problem, bro, they're going to go find your money. Whether or not that's $3,000 or $4,000 a day, whether or not it's $6,000 to $10,000 a day, it doesn't matter. Keep showing them the value. Remember, the confidence that you should have going into this call, and then keep me posted after this, is that you're already a subject matter expert. The very thing that the whole world is struggling with right now, you have been trained and you do it at a high level. That kind of confidence is very important. It's very important that you understand that you have the confidence that people need right now. So, and remember, Harvey, is that you? I hear somebody in the background. They don't have their phone muted. JK, you still there?
I'm here.
Harvey, is that you? That may be Harvey that just came back. He doesn't have his thing muted. Let me mute him. Yep, that was him. Okay, all right, Jonathan.
Okay, TR, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that.
Listen, keep me posted.
I'll keep you posted.
Remember,
man.
Get to the yes or no as quickly as possible. Ask the qualifying questions. It is so important. When you look at that video, write the qualifying questions down. Ask them the questions, let them answer it, let it breathe, and then keep picking and probing, and then deliver the value through your signature programs and your assessment tools. You got it?
Perfect. Thank you so much, bro.
Okay, yes, sir, man. Talk to you real soon.
All
right, let me see. Harvey. Asked to unmute. Harvey, can you hear me? Harvey, are you there? Harvey, can you hear me? Okay, Harvey is still not. Let me lower his hand. Just able to talk. Okay. All right. Anybody else has a question, please use the raise hand feature and I will be right with you. Yeah, remember, as I'm waiting for, okay, we got Lisa Allman Baldwin. Let me just jump right in here real quick.
Hey, Kev.
Hey, Lisa, how are you this evening?
Good. Go ahead and finish your thought you were just going to say. You said, please remember. Go ahead and finish.
What I was going to say is, you know, what amazes me is that when our students run through these challenges, it's that a lot of people don't put enough emphasis on sales because it feels uncomfortable. See, when you get ready to start closing, your subject matter expertise, you're great at that. Most of you are great at getting on stage and speaking. But I'm telling you, this is a struggle that a lot of people deal with in sales. It feels uncomfortable. When I say uncomfortable, it's like you don't want to deal with the failure. You don't want to deal with the no's. You don't want to deal with the rejection. You have to become comfortable with dealing with discomfort. There are a lot of websites and a lot of social media guys, and they say, you know, you should wake up in the morning and take a cold shower. I've done it a couple of times before, but what they want you to do is increase your threshold for pain. And sales is a painful process because who likes to get told no? It hurts your feelings. Well, guess what? You have to take the emotions out of it. We don't have time for feelings in this business of sales. The bottom line is your services offer someone value. And the only reason why they pay you for your service is because they find the value in what you say. So you've got to become better at sales. A lot of you go through the program and you're still not going back in module 5. You know why? Because you don't want to deal with the technology, or you don't want to deal with sales, or you launch your sales funnel and you set up the automation and then it's not moving enough for you. When it starts languishing, you start feeling bad, excuse me, and you retreat back up in a little hole and you stay there. For the ones that are on the group call with the level of consistency, they're able to get over it. But a lot of people, I see this every single day, not with just students on our platform. I see this every day. People are uncomfortable with sales, and that's why they're horrible at lead generation. And that's the very thing that earns you the money as a speaker. Everybody wants to speak, but very few people want to actually get better at sales. I am constantly improving and working on myself, doing research every single day, looking at YouTube videos, looking at other people's processes, studying the game, even on the level that I am right now. You know why? Because I want to get better. Who doesn't want to make more money? I know I do. It takes practice. It takes you to get in there, testing out verbiage. And this is the last thing I say, Lisa, and I'll get to your question. I literally move words around in my head every single day. And I have a solid, proven script that converts at a high level and closes. But I am always, okay, so watch this. When you get tired of making the same amount of money, you got to do something to ramp it up and take it to a whole nother level. Sometimes it's as easy as spending more money, but sometimes it's not about throwing money at it. I see a lot of people throw a lot of money at a horrible sales funnel and still doesn't convert. You got to get that verbiage right. And it's something that I'm constantly practicing and working on. And we're launching new products. And guess what? I have to go to the bottom of the hill again and create new verbiage that is going to convert. Even with me touring right now, it's the same exact thing. I have to get on a Zoom session. They schedule a call with me, and I still have to walk the meeting planner through an assessment to see if I'm a great fit for what it is that their event goals. And if it is, boom, I get the booking if they have the budget. Lisa, what's your question?
Mine really is more of a comment and then a sharing, but I will say that even though you're still helping me, like last week, we just tweaked my language for my call to action.
Right.
And I had my little break and everything. So I'm doing that on my LinkedIn outreach. And then since I'm restarting my email campaigns this week, I will add that new one there. But I will say that of the meeting planners and et cetera that I've had strategy calls with, it's exactly like you said. All that I said was, what challenges are you facing right now? And before I could get to the period at the end of the sentence, I got a verbal landslide.
Yes.
Just like you said, every single person, and I'm not exaggerating, went on and on and on about the challenges they're experiencing, just like you said.
Yeah.
So,
now, Lisa, let me ask you this. Share, just indulge me for a second, and share with me the common things that you're hearing from these meeting planners, and you as you're getting this feedback, all that data. These are call characteristics. You should be logging those characteristics into your CRM. But what are the mainstay? What are the constants when you do these calls?
That they're uncertain if they're going to be doing in person or hybrid or virtual, that they're working remotely, so they're not together with their teams, that they're stressed, that things are getting moved around. New personnel came on, and a new person is in charge, so they're not sure what they're going to, how they're going to plan things. I mean, it's been a variety of things like that, but and a lot of it was closer to the beginning of the year when the second surge was coming, and some of them took their in-person events back to either postponed or they put it back to virtual. But my main point was exactly like you said. I didn't have to hardly say anything. And all I was doing was furiously writing with each one of them what they were saying.
Mhm.
And then I did what you said is, well, my signature programs can address, and I would repeat back to them what they said.
Absolutely. That's what you're
yeah.
supposed to do. That's the listening that I was talking to Jonathan about. You're supposed to let the conversation breathe. You know, a lot of times in sales, and I've had to, anybody who runs a successful sales funnel, we had to go through hitting every single bump in the road. The good thing about it is that you do, like I've done tens of thousands of these calls. But remember, when the person schedules a call with you, it changes the entire dynamic. You have all the leverage when they actually get on your calendar. Remember, they are scheduling a call with the expert, with the specialist, with the subject matter expert, with the leading authority. Lisa, this is the reason why we take you through this process. And a prospect asked me the other day when they were talking to me, they said, KTR, I've talked to a lot of people on sales teams, or, you know, I couldn't really talk to the person in charge. I was surprised that I got you on a call, and whatever the case was. And they said that I noticed, he said, because I've been around, he was letting me know that he's experienced a lot of speaker coaching programs. He said, but none of them go into the messaging like you did. I mean, you're giving me this kind of information for free. I literally helped him come up with some signature programs right on the spot. You know why? Because he told me what his pain was in the beginning. He told me, I'm, you know, I said, watch this. This is a question that I asked the prospect as well. I put them in a scenario. If I was a meeting planner, here's the exact question I asked him. If I'm a meeting planner, see, because this neutralizes all speakers from talking shit. You all want to get on stage to speak, but the meeting planner, remember, don't think like a speaker, think like the event strategist, think like the event coordinator, chair, board, committee member, think like the person who has the check in their hand. And if you understand the pain that they're going through, then the question I ask them is this: if I'm a meeting planner and I was doing an event and I wanted to hire you to speak, what is the one thing from your messaging that I'm going to walk away with that's going to have the biggest impact on my life? That's what the meeting planner's thinking. Besides, why should we separate ourselves from our $5,000+ for 1 hour and give it to you? What makes you so great? What makes you so special? They're inundated with bullshit every single day. When you come along, because of the training that you're getting on the speakerfocus.com platform, you're going to create some separation away from every other little jackwagon on the internet who's claiming that they are great at what they do. Forget about how great you think you are. Illustration beats conversation. And you can demonstrate that to them through the signature programs. And Lisa, notice how you said they're stressed, they're having remote challenges, they are, you know, they're having some other challenges. Like, watch this. You said another thing, job titles are changing. You know, people are stressed out, they're burnt out, people are quitting. So they're having to deal with, watch this, being asked to do more with less resources. That's what's happening right now. Everybody should be in therapy. Everybody in the world should have a therapist right now. I don't give a damn who you are, because we've all had to deal with some extras. And the therapist can give you coping strategies to deal with whatever you're going through. Yet there's so many people that's languishing and struggling. Now, watch this, Lisa. I want you to listen to what I'm saying very carefully. If the whole world's going to shit and everybody's stressed out and all the meeting planners sound they all sound the same to me, because I've serviced thousands of them. I've had sidebar conversations with tens of thousands of them over the years. And I'm in the marketplace where they are every single day. If you know that these meeting planners are having these kind of struggles, and your signature programs, you're not looking at them like this is the life raft to throw to them. It's the lifeline that they need. You don't have no business being a professional speaker. If you don't understand that in this marketplace, the way the landscape is of what's going on, in the meeting planner industry, they don't want your signature programs. They need these signature programs. This is why I've been saying it for years, and why we promote professional speaking on our platform, because a professional is the only thing that is going to fix this. Your fake ass watered down motivational message is not helping people who are in pain. Now, that's what they may do on other platforms, selling fluffy messaging, but I'm not in support of that, because at the end of the day, you're dealing with other business professionals, and they deserve the very best from your signature programs. And that's why we teach you the way we do, Lisa. And I'm not saying I told you so I could be right. I have no interest in being right. I can see around corners at this stage in the game. I know what the hell I'm talking about, because I fixed the brokenness before. Not only in my business model, but I help people do it every single day. And that should be the main thing you're focusing on. You should be focusing on helping people fix their brokenness through your professional speaking deliverables, your offerings. These are modes of delivery. So talk to me a little bit more, Lisa. Let's get into another section, because I know you were struggling with the messaging the last time. Tell me how you feel today about your messaging and re-releasing new marketing verbiage into the marketplace.
Last week, started with the new messaging, and I'm seeing some uptick in response just to my LinkedIn outreach, and I haven't sent the new email campaigns yet. That's coming tomorrow. I send them on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so I'm going to send those. But the main thing I wanted to say is that besides sharing about the verbal landslide I get from the people I do talk to,
right,
like you said, was to thank you and Austin, because on the Monday call, every week, that's like my dopamine boost to keep going. The only challenge I have, which isn't anything that you guys can fix necessarily, is I wish that I had 100% of all of my time to devote to my outreach, to getting it, more contacts and everything. But, I have to also put that in with my paid work. So, because that's what pays the bills and everything. So that's the only thing. And I don't feel bad about that. That's just the way it is. And that facilitates me being able to eat and, and things like that. So that's the only thing. But it's just, everything since I signed up for this program, now I think about it, it's been a year, and I've done everything you've said, and you guys have helped me every step of the way. I've looked at the modules more than once. I think I'm up to 5 times now with module 5. Mm-hmm. Each time I go through it, I hear something a little bit differently or remember something differently, and every single thing is panning out. So I'm motivated. I'm dedicated to sticking with it. I have seen progress. I'm way far ahead than before I even started this program, and I was speaking before that. So I just feel like everything you guys have said, everything has been exactly to the letter. Mm-hmm. Couldn't have asked for a more complete program. So glad we connected. And I will share with you now, in the very, very beginning, it was extremely hard for me to sign up for the program, not the program itself, but because my mother had passed, and that was money that she left me. Mm-hmm. And just to spend it meant that she wasn't here because she left me the money. Wow. But I knew that she would be happy that I was investing in myself and what I love to do, and that she knew I would find the right place to do it. So it took me months. I never shared this with you. It took me months in the first part of the program, to even come over that. Sure. And, but I'm so happy I'm still sticking with it. So that's all I wanted to say.
Oh, Lisa, thank you so much for sharing that. That was pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
This is what happens on this platform, ladies and gentlemen. It happens every single Monday. It happens every day. It happens every week, that people get breakthroughs. And when they say sharing is caring, it's the truth. So I'm happy for the ones who are willing to share. You know, death has really plagued a lot of us. Anita, I see your hand up. I'll be with you in a second. Death has plagued a lot of us through the pandemic. We've all suffered losses. One of my dearest family members, my attorney for the last 34 years, Ward White the fourth, just lost his dad, Ward White the third. And when you lose family like that, especially a man who was, I mean, really just a good man, you know, a good man, a good mentor, solid foundation. You know, Ward wouldn't be the man he is if it wasn't for his dad, and I wouldn't be the man I am if Ward White the third didn't impart that wisdom in his son. And he's been my trusted confidant for 34 years. That's a long relationship. And a large part of that is he always talked about his dad. And we all suffer losses. And that's a part of the life cycle. And this is the reason why all of you should be really getting entrenched in your goals, because this is legacy building that you're doing. See, at the stage that you are in your life right now, especially when you cross that mid-century mark, is that, you know, I'm talking about, you should be thinking about what your life is going to look like and your body of work that you're going to leave behind. I'm having so much fun right now just by taking, just because I took the first step many, many years ago that got me with all these accolades that I never imagined that I was going to get. I didn't get in it for the accolades, but man, are they coming out the woodwork over the last 1 or 2 years in specific. I mean, I've got some accolades bestowed upon me that other things that helped me build up my resume that I wasn't looking for. I'm just keeping my head down. I'm doing the work. I'm building a legacy. So, you know, when Lisa shares information that she joined the coaching program right when her mom passed away, and that shows the determination that she has. And this is what you got to do. If you want the dream, you gotta make it happen by any means necessary. I mean, you hear stories like this all the time. Excuse me. Master P's, Percy Miller from No Limit Records. Master P's grandmother died and left him $10,000, or one of his family members died and left him $10,000. He started a record store, and now this guy's worth over $600 million now. He turned it into a media empire. So all of these kind of things happen, and you've got to take the best route possible, and you got to light a fire under your ass and get it moving. Nobody's gonna feel sorry for you because we have losses around us. We take losses all the time, but you still have a responsibility to your dream and your vision. So, Lisa, I'm glad that you just kept it together emotionally. I'm glad that you trusted us at speakerfocus.com with your dream. And when people trust us, we take it serious. And this is the reason why everybody just can't get on this platform, because I need to know up front that you're prepared to do the work. The money is there, the opportunity is there, but a lot of you are delusional if you think that you're going to be getting checks for $5,000+ Think about this for a second. Why would I separate myself from my $5,000 and give it to you if you don't show me any value? So you've got to learn to talk the business. There's a certain kind of vernacular that we're teaching you how to talk at speakerfocus.com. That's why the scripting is there. That's why the templates are there. That's why the knowledge that Auston shares with you in module 5 is building the speaker growth engine. That's why he says the specific things that he does to you. That's why you should be going back in there, listening to this verbiage. I mean, this shit converts into revenue. We're not here playing tiddlywinks. This is not kiddie games. This is not recess time. There's time to work, and you should be working your speaker business when you wake up every single day, figuring out how to make it better. Nobody's telling you to be perfect. You're going to fail. That's okay. Get up and just keep moving forward. Anita, talk to me. How are you this evening?
I'm doing well. How are you? How is everyone? This is what I should be asking, because yeah, how is everyone doing?
Hey, from the chat, it appears that everyone's doing great. I know that you were going through some stuff the last couple times you were on the call. I know you've been away for a while. So what's your question or something you want to share?
Yeah, I'm just sharing because it's like, I think you said this before last year around the time I first came on. I think I recall you saying to everyone, and I just knew that it wasn't going to happen to me. But I remember you saying every good speaker, every great person who makes it goes through something, even to the point of hitting rock bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just gonna just keep sending you emails because I was so embarrassed by what I'm going through. And what happened, and I guess I just want to share, it's not to say I'm there yet, but I'm hoping to be there. But when I first began this, and it seems like this is really like my dream. And I know this is my dream because at the moment, right at the peak when I was almost ready, I was working on my video you told me to go back over and do. I was also at the point of even working on my website. And then everything just came crashing down. I made sure, at least I thought I made sure everything was covered, like my rent and bills and everything. And I saw that, okay, I needed to go and work somewhere else because the other place that I was working started giving me a hard time. And it was making it difficult for us to get leads, as if they was trying to get rid of some people. You can't fire a salesperson, but you can do things to manipulate the situation so that it will force them to leave anyway. So I had to find something else, and I'm even dealing with obstacles with that. I mean, it's nothing going bad. It's taking some time to get certified so I can get some income coming back in. So when I got close to finishing my website, I had to stop everything. I had to go and cancel the website subscription and the other stuff that that Austin said that we had to pay for. I had to stop it to make sure I was going to be able to pay my rent and buy food. But even though I'm dealing with this, like I said, I had stuff paid up, but it's like it has gone so far. And I just keep thinking like, gosh, what is going on? Why am I going through this? Like, I prepared myself. I thought I was prepared. I paid for everything ahead of time. So that would give me some time to make sure I can make this happen. And here I am in the month of April, having to go to charities to help me pay my bills because I'm still trying to wait to get certified to start in my insurance business so that I can still make money, so that I can invest in what I truly want to do, which is the speaking business. And I'm realizing today, and I've been crying through this, and I'm like, I have to keep telling myself, like, why am I constantly crying? I don't let my daughter know because I've had to deal with that. She's still, she's dealing with some medical stuff that she's having a tough time and can't figure out why her life has changed. And she had to come to me to take care of her because she couldn't do it by herself. So it's like just so much. And I'm just even praying that I still have a place to stay in the month of May, because I'm hoping that I can get through this, that I can start making money this month and all my certifications go through. So I'm just letting you guys know. And I'm doing my best. I still try to post on social media. I'm doing my best to come to class. I missed last week, but I was here the week before. I think I've missed a couple of times. The whole time I've been with you guys, I've missed 2 of the classes. And last week I really did not mean to, but like I said, I'm dealing with my daughter here who's, I really don't too much want to tell her business because
Well, listen. I'm going to tell you like this. I need you to listen to me very carefully right now. First of all, we all go through stuff, and I've been there before more times than I can count. Getting ready to get put out, can't scrape 2 dimes together, waiting. You are still, Anita, you must find it in your spirit, some kind of way, mentally. You've got to change your energy. Your energy is not attracting any money or opportunity right now because you're sunken. I could feel it. You're hurt, you're broken. Even though you're still in the game, you're showing up for these calls, but a lot of it is up here. And when you change your thoughts, it's going to start. People don't play around with the laws, laws of attraction.
Mm-hmm.
These are laws of the universe that work. The bottom line, when I used to talk to other people who didn't have any money, was in the same position that I was. And I'm not making this is not a sexist or racist or class problem. This is a mindset.
Mm-hmm.
You got to improve your mindset right now. If you want to start attracting, you're sitting around, you're in wait mode. I got to wait for this. See, I know what that feels like because I used to be the same exact way until I had a gentleman by the name of Steve Goforth. I was at a broken state in my life, just like you are right now. Steve was on some barbershops. He was traveling first class. He understood, but before they called it digital marketing, they were calling it viral marketing back then. And he was ahead of the curve. He understood. He said, man, when you release a book, you should be able to send out an email. And as soon as you send the email out, you'll have $10,000 in your bank account in a couple of days later because that email generates revenue. I was looking at him like he had 3 heads. And I was frustrated, but my energy was all messed up. And he was talking to me like I'm talking to you right now, but I wasn't mature enough to hear him. I didn't know what he was talking about because inside, he really didn't explain it to me like I'm explaining it to you right now. But what he was telling me was right. He said, man, you need to be flying first class. He said, just go ahead. You need to understand what that's like. I'm like, what is he talking to? Why is he talking to me about flying first class? I can't even buy a fucking plane ticket. See, I was being resistant. I was not attracting new opportunity into my life because my mindset was broken. And I remember what Steve told me, and this is the part I need you to listen to. I said, Steve, man, I can't catch a break. He said, Kevin, that's your problem. You're waiting to catch a break, and you have to force breaks to happen. Anita, you're waiting. I'm waiting for the certification. I'm waiting to get some more money. I'm waiting for this. I'm waiting for this. What are you doing to attack your life right now? You're getting attacked. But what are you doing every single day to wake up to attack? Even with no sales tools. And I've done this before. I don't want to hear anything about excuses. Mm-hmm. Are you at least picking up the phone, doing outreach, taking a strategy from module 5? You might be able to book a $5,000 speaking engagement from that. Now you're asking yourself, well, how am I going to do that when I don't have a website? Stop talking like somebody owes you something and stop. Your energy is sunken. Change that mindset and start getting into attack mode. And then that's when wonderful things start to happen and you're going to get the turnaround. You're waiting for something to happen instead of making something happen. Attack, attack, attack. You're getting attacked. And that's why you feel the way you feel right now. And by the way, this is not the first time that I've had to talk to you about this. You felt this way before. And this is a mindset.
It's so interesting that it's like confirmation, because I was thinking, like, I wish I could just go and get leads and try to book some speaking arrangements. But I'm like, but I know Kevin said that we have to have a website already set up. So I was thrown off.
Forget all of that shit. Drastic times call for drastic measures. when I was cold calling back in the day, I didn't have a website they could look at. This is pre-internet. They didn't have a website. I had no sales tools. I had black and white. I had a black and white one sheet back in the day. I was still booking speaking engagements. You know why? Because they heard it in my voice. And that's back when I didn't understand how to sell. All I was doing, I knew I had to follow my gut. Let me tell you something. Being broke is one of the greatest motivators in the world. You could go back over the course of my career, and anybody who had an opportunity for me, especially when I was broke, they asked me, why do you think that if I hire you for this job, why do you think it can work? And sometimes I just told them straight up, because I don't have a choice. My shit is so broke down right now, I don't have a choice. And when your back is all the way up against the wall, there is nowhere else for you to retreat but forward. Fuck it, you hit rock bottom. So what? I talk to people that said rock bottom every single day. You got to go into attack mode right now. I don't care what you think you don't have. I'm telling you right now, opportunity comes when you least expect it. And when the universe starts opening up doors for you, when you get off your ass and get into attack mode and pick up the phone and say, damn, I booked a speaking engagement without having a website. It's possible. Utilize the strategies in module number 5 and start where you are and stop worrying about what you don't have. Show people the value.
Gotcha.
And then they're going to start showing you the money. Now, until then, obviously, being in survival mode, you got to keep doing whatever you got to do to hold on, because nobody wants to be in the street. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever been in the street before?
Yeah, I've been with me and my children. We've been in homeless shelters when I was during my younger years.
How long has that been? How long has it been since that's happened?
Well, 2016, actually, with my youngest daughter, I had to travel to California because of what she's dealing with now. And she was in a very bad situation, but I couldn't bring her back because of her age. And they had put her in an institution. And I had to.
How long ago was that? How long ago was that?
That was back in 2016 through 2017.
Okay.
And then
So
eventually, when they let her out, she was still too afraid to travel on the bus, but I ended up coming. So that was the last time.
okay. Listen to me, Anita. Now you got Terry Wade has a top coaching program. Terry said, broken is a mindset. We are rich and children of God. We need to believe it, know it, and embody it. She said, you got to tap into your power within. I believe in you. Let's get it. There you go. Your fellow coaching students are jumping in right now because most of them been there before.
Yeah.
Everybody's had a rock bottom.
Hey, do you mind if I added some 2 cents here?
Please, Austin.
Yeah.
Yes.
I need to totally understand where you're at. I grew up in a poor family and been there before. What I would recommend doing is, obviously you're talented in many things. What I would do is make a list, like right after this call, of the people in your network that have, past clients or friends or whoever it is that they have money, they're like wealthy, or at least, they have a good high paying job. And just reach out to them and ask them the simple question is there anything that I can help you with? Like, just, even if it's not speaking gigs, like, maybe you don't have a lot of conference coordinators in your network yet, just reach out to people that have money and help save them time. Like, and they'll be happy to pay because you already have the relationship built. And, everyone, all of those people with money are busy. They don't, they have money, but they don't have time. So how can you save them time? And I bet you could close, you reach out to 10 of those people, you could close, 3 to 5 in the next couple of weeks on a consulting deal where you help them out with, organization, or, doing prospecting, helping them with prospecting, whatever it is. It's, especially the sales side of things, like any wealthy person knows the value of, like, sales. So if you can help them in any industry get more sales and more prospects and leads, like they'll be willing to pay you great money for that. So I'd get creative with like the people in your network. How can you help them? I bet you could add, 15, 20 grand of business within the next 2 weeks.
Great point.
You know what? This is so beautiful, even for Austin to even step in. I've never heard him step in like this. So this, it's a sign for me. I'm so grateful to you all. I really appreciate you.
That's
And
because that's, you know why, Anita, real quick, not to cut you off, but just to interject, because Austin knows what it feels like to go through that pain. You see, he jumped in because he can resonate. He can resonate with that rock bottom. He remembers what that pain is like. And many people on our platform are going through that pain. And the reason why he's saying that to you is because here's another thing. You can always go out and make money on your phone. I know people right now, people in our coaching program, the way they're able to afford to pay for it is they do Uber Eats. They start taking on, they download some apps. There's like 20 apps you can download on your phone to make money and be in business just like that. And now you're making extra income. It happens all the time. So you just got to be creative to get out of survival mode. It's about having options. And I'm telling you right now, it's that when your life starts changing, when you don't have to worry about where you're going to get money from, and he's right. That's how I got in with people that were busy that had money. You know what I would ask them to do? I would say, hey, I know you don't have time to clean up your garage. I know you don't have time to clean up the house or organize your house. People who are on the run, their organizational skills suck. I've had supreme organizational skills with military precision since I've been a little kid. From the time I could look at the sink, I've always been organized, knew how to be tidy and neat. That stuff comes in handy. Anytime I wanted to get some money and I was broke, I could always go to people that had money and I could offer them my services. It's all about what you're willing to do. You only have to do it temporarily until you get back on your feet and the other certification comes through, and then you can move forward. But even Austin stepping in, it's a mindset. It's a mindset, Anita. When you start opening up and feeling more positive, I can already hear your energy has changed since you've been on the call. It was sunken when you first started talking, and that's why you got to stop talking about all of that. You know what the challenge is. Get into attack mode, and I appreciate you keeping us abreast of what's going on. But you have to go after your dream, and you have to protect it by any means necessary. And you got to stay active. Okay.
Okay, I appreciate you all. I really, truly, truly do. Thank you. I've just figured out what I could do. I mean, when y'all mentioned it, Uber Eats, I know I've been in a car accident, and I was just thinking about, well, how I'm going to get a rental car, but I figured it out. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Listen, we love you. Just stay focused on what you got to do, and just take it one day at a time. Just do what you need to do for today, and keep us posted. Keep your head in the game, okay?
I will. Thank you.
All right,
Love
thanks,
you
man.
all.
I appreciate it. Appreciate that. That's why I got a business partner, somebody that actually gives a damn about people and cares about people achieving success. See, everybody, Anita was another one that, she spent her money when she had it. She's paid her coaching program off a long time ago, and she has a platform now. And this is why I try to tell people when they're going through a rough experience, because I have people double back and schedule another call with me that I've spoken to a year ago, 2 years ago, and even 6 months ago, that they were going through a rough time. And I step in there because this is how me and Austin operate. And I step in there and tell them the same advice that I gave to Anita. Money is situational. You may not have it today, but you keep your head in the game and you remember the conversation that we had, and you need to be a part of a wolf pack. You need other people who have gone through the struggle, who have beat the odds, overcome it, and got their head in the game. This is another reason why we put together this platform, that you could come and share if you needed to. If you fall off the wagon, you can come and get help. You can come get support. We all need that. I told you, all of us should, if you don't have a therapist, you should go get one. There are state services that you can go through where you can get counseling or therapy for free or very little money. It makes you a healthier person when you sit down and talk to somebody about this stuff, because sometimes you can't talk to it with the people that you're going through it with. Sometimes you need to focus, you need to talk to somebody else just to stay fresh with your perspective. And we all need coping strategies. Coping strategies allow you to deal with stuff. Thanks for the kind comments too that everybody is leaving for Anita. You know, this is one of the moments that makes us proud of doing business with people that actually care. You've got to fight for your dream, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to do a last call for questions. If anybody else has any questions, by all means, use the raise hand feature. As I'm wrapping up, if I see your hand go up, I will address it. I'm going to do a last call for questions over the next 2 minutes. If I do not see any hands go up, we are going to wrap the Q&A. If you have any questions, remember, support@speakerfocus.com. Give us an update on where you are building your business. Let us know how your messaging is coming along. Let us know what you're struggling with. If you're stuck with something, let us know where you are with your sales tools. You know, we're prepared to answer the tough questions. There's not anything you can ask us that we're not capable of being able to answer. That's the reason why you have support. Let us know if you're dealing with some technical challenges with your sales funnel, setting up the automation. Is there something not integrated right? Austin and the tech team will fix it just like that for you, no problem. Are you having a challenge with your templates, logos, branding information? We got it all covered on this platform. You don't have to sit in the pain. Okay, Roger Prasad, I see your hand going up. Roger, how are you this evening, boss?
I'm fantastic, KTR. This is another awesome session. I'm just so privileged to be a part of it. I really got on here just to mention, I like the fact that you suggest people get therapy. And therapists cost money, they're not cheap.
Yes.
But I get therapy. I have a therapy in English on the phone from Brazil. And it costs $50 a session. If anybody is interested, I could hook them up. $50, excellent therapy, led by a man called Dr. Roberto Kepi, who's written about 100 books, an amazing psychoanalyst. But if anybody is interested, they can message me or send me an email, roger@rogerprasad.com or rogerprasad@gmail.com. Anybody that's interested.
Roger, real quick. Also, too, you can leave that resource in the community section, in the general comment section of our community on school. And if you want, or you can just email it to us through support, and I'll post it on the platform. These are discussions that sometimes we're not having, and it takes a real big person like Anita to, you know, come on a platform where her brothers and sisters can support her, you know, with love and you know, tell her what she needs to be doing. You know, a lot of times people just gonna throw it out there and say they want to pray for it and they wish you well, but they're not teaching you what you're supposed to be doing. A therapist will give you the coping strategies and help you deal with some of the stuff you're going through right now when you can't figure it out on your own. That's a lost feeling. We've all been there. Okay, I'm suffering emotionally. I don't have anybody to talk to. What am I supposed to do? But that's what therapy is for. So send me that information, or either post it, or either I'll post it for you so the platform can have access to it as well.
I'll send you a support ticket.
You want to share?
I'll send you a support ticket with my information. You can post it.
No problem. Did you have anything else you wanted to share?
Yes, I've had some challenges with my speaker info kit. My crew that did my website, they're so busy, they're inundated, so they got me in a queue.
Okay.
But my daughter has stepped in, and she's trying to see if she could help me out. So while I wait on them, I'm gonna let her do it, and of course, you will have to approve it. I do nothing unless KTR and the team approves it. Okay.
Gotcha.
So I'm giving her a shot. Let her do it, and if it's good enough, we'll go with that. If not, I'll go to my VA people. Thanks a lot. This is an awesome session, and I'll send you that support ticket.
No problem, Roger. Remember, I wanted, yeah, okay. So as Roger, you can just listen to me. I appreciate you sharing that. This is what happens with a lot of people on the platform. As you are building a business, you're going to run into challenges, production schedule challenges, delays of when your website can get launched. But again, Roger's a great example of what happens when, Roger was totally freaked out about the technology. He admitted it to me before we first started. And that was a concern of his. He said, KTR, how are you going to help me manage all of this? Before we ran his payment, we built a relationship so he could feel comfortable trusting us that we're going to help him walk him through the challenges. If you go to rogerproussard.com, his website's amazing. For somebody who was freaked out and terrified about the technology, he just listened to the steps. He put together the signature programs. When I see that the students are taking the steps and now you have a great website. Watch this. One of the biggest mistakes that speakers make is they don't have a great website with the right kind of content on it. It doesn't have to be the most expensive, but the website needs to be set up to do business with the meeting planner. And you need to have everything right there in their face where they can understand the value that you offer without you having to talk them into it. So Roger's got the website done. His speaker video demo is one of the best submissions that we have ever had on this platform. And you're talking about a person who didn't know what he was doing before he got started. He is killing this shit right now. So Roger, if you're still on and you're listening, don't even worry about your speaker info kit, because I know that if you just follow the process, you understand what you should be doing and the content that needs to go inside your speaker info kit. So get with a graphic designer. It takes some time, but when you get it back, watch this. Your speaker video demo on your website is on fire. So we're not going to turn in a trash speaker info kit. Get your speaker info kit to match with the other sales tools that you have, and you're going to be ready. Remember, one of the biggest challenges that speakers suffer from is they don't have the right content on the website. So when the meeting planner goes there to start finding out everything about you, you're making it difficult for them to hire you to speak. And we don't teach you that on this platform. So great job, Roger. Outstanding. Anybody else that has a question, this is the last call for questions. I'm going to leave it open for 2 minutes again. If I don't see another hand go up, I am going to wrap the Q&A, and you can submit tickets to support@speakerfocus.com. Remember, we handle any and all questions and challenges pertaining to growing your speaker brand. You got to have some guts. It takes some gumption, some balls, some chutzpah. You've got to get in it. You've got to immerse yourself in your messaging. See, this is what I'm trying to tell you. I know that life is kicking you in the ass. It's happening to all of us right now. You're not the only one. But if you just focus and block out everything else, do not accommodate anything else when you're working on your messaging. Just download the signature program template and focus on that. Nothing else. Forget about moving forward. Just focus on your messaging. Send it over to support@speakerfocus.com. Let us check it. This is what all the students is having success on our platform, like Lisa Allman Baldwin, Roger Proussard, Jonathan King, all of the top students on our coaching program. They cycled through because they just took it one step at a time. Then move to the messaging, then move to setting up your speaker business, then move to posting on your social media, and then get to the speaker growth engine in module 5, setting up your sales funnel, your automation, and download all your templates. Then you're going to be ready to start doing outreach with the meeting planner. And once you're in the marketplace, you can start seeing what I'm talking about. Getting the data and the feedback, updating your CRM with all the call characteristics. And that is how you get good at managing the sales. You got to become comfortable with being uncomfortable. I know it's an overused phrase, but I'm telling you, sales is uncomfortable. I don't see any other hands going up. So we're going to wrap this Q&A. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to keep your head down and keep thriving and growing your speaker brand. The money and the revenue is there like I've never seen before ever in my life. And I've been doing this shit for 36 years. I don't promise it to you. I guarantee you that when you build it, they will come. On behalf of the entire team at speakerfocus.com, we love you. We care about your success, and we want to see you win on a whole nother level. I see you right here, same time, same place next week. Keep producing content that adds value. Talk to you real soon.